Hi, my name is Salman Amir, and in this Jugar class number 1, we're going to take a look about the radio buttons. The Jugar class session is about like the extended script has some limitation, or in JavaScript that can be done by just writing a lines or writing a simple syntax. You need to create your own algorithm or the DIY type like solutions. So let me show you the first example of this. Here we have this first, let me run this. So as you can see, this script first has the we are taking the win variable and creating a new window, and the new window type is the palette type of window, this, and the name of this window is Jugar 1, undefined size, and we set the orientation to column of the elements, and then we are taking our first element as a static text, and the text name is, or text is, choose type, and here we add a group into this window, this palette type of window, and here we have our first element, the radio button, which is the blue, and the second element, radio button, green, and the third element, red, and then we show or center this window. But I can just make or check just one radio button. If I check blue, the blue is checked, but if I check the green, the blue is unchecked. If I check the red, the green and the blue is unchecked, or the green is unchecked, all in this because it's in the group. It's in the group. I can make selection only one time, just one option. So if I go to my second example, we have, if I run this and get here, so here as always type the window and name and define size and orientation of this, and adding some elements, but now we have many elements of radio buttons and just one static text. So now if I just go to make selection, if I press red, checked this red, or click on this red, it's checked now. But if I check the blue, the red is checked, it doesn't disable, because the red is in a separate, just in a window. This element is placed in a window, and this blue and green, these two are placed in this group. So these two elements behave in this group, so we can just make a selection only one, because this is in the group, these two, but this is an individual, just add in window, so it will behave like separately according to this window. And here we have again, and these two element or group in the group, and the group orientation we set to column. But if I move to the next, this group, we have this type group 2, and now we have the orientation set it to the row. This one group and element, the orientation is set to column, and this one, this group and its element, the orientation is set to row. So this why the yellow, indigo, and violet is in this row format, or the orientation of this is row. So if I check the yellow is checked, but observe these two are checked. It doesn't disabled or unchecked. If I make selection just one between in these three, I can just make only one selection. But if it's checked, you can't uncheck, because you need to just check one, because it's checked, and you can uncheck the radio button. If it's checked in one, like the red, I can uncheck this. And here we have another group, type group 3, and we have two elements like gradient and white, this gradient and white, and it's also in the separate group, have the type group 3 group and these two elements, and I can also make just one selection. And this is as the first, this red has individual element, so I can just check and unchecked. But I want to check just one. If I click on red, then just check the red, not, and if the this have any selection or check these radio buttons any, then uncheck these all. Just check this one. If I want to check this indigo and I click on the indigo and check, then disable all or uncheck the all radio buttons. So this one has just the UI design and didn't add any functionality. We need to add some functionality to get the desired result. So here I have just prepared the same design, as you can see, the red, blue, green, yellow, indigo, violet, gradient, white and alpha radio button, and the name and syntax is all same, but the change is we have added some functionality, the on click function, and we add a 9 functions, because we have 9 radio buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. We have 9 radio buttons. If I run this script, observe, if I click red, the red is checked. If I click on the blue, just we have blue checked. If I click on the indigo, we have just indigo checked. And if I click on the gradient, we have just gradient checked. If I click on yellow, we have just yellow checked. Violet, white, alpha, green, blue and red again. We can just check, we can check only one at one time. So the assigning the functionality is very easy, and you can use this technique for the multiple radio buttons which are in the separate groups, or you can just like the own changing functions or events. So it will help you develop the manuscript user interface or the functionality to others things or your own algorithms. So you see the functionality, how the script works. So next we are taking a look, but here I am showing just and then showing the code. Or assigning the functionality is very easy. First, we want just if we click on some radio buttons, if any, then check the rest to the unchecked. Just check the current when we click on this, like for example, assigning the blue radio button function is very simple. Like if you click on the blue, then uncheck all the radio buttons. So here I have my first like type on click function. The type 1 is this red, and we are taking the type 1 variable, and if the user is click type 1 and we are assigning the event on click is equal to assigning the function, then run this function inside these two brackets. then run this piece of code, and it's simple. Type 1 dot value is, we want this if the user click on the red, then radio is checked, so the radio dot value is equal to true. So we define this as a true, and you can just instead of true you can just type 1, and it is the same as the true, and you can type the 0 for the false. Both are the same. And the rest of the elements, so we have 9 radio buttons. So as you can see, the 9, type 9, all are the variable names of these elements. So we are assigning this value because these are based on the value. When we check or uncheck, these are the functions or the events, like whatever you call. And type 1 dot value is equal to true, and type 2 dot value is equal to false. If this is checked, then false, these all, if any. So the rest are the same. Like if you click on the blue, then just check, just true this value, the type 2, which is the blue, and false all, like type 1 false, type 3 false, and all the rest is false. And if we go to this third one, type 3, which is the green, I'll show you. Type 3 is green. As you can see, type 3 is green, and this is our type 3 on click functions. And we have this type 3 dot value is equal to true. This one, just this one is true, and the rest of the elements value is false. And also the type 4, which is the yellow, so the yellow type 4 value is true. The on click function and taking the variable should be true in value, and the rest are false. I hope you learned something new. If you have something new idea like your script doesn't do, then comment below, so I will just add the section in the Jugar session. So this is the first class of the Jugar, and the normal tutorials will be uploaded like on Wednesday and Sunday, every new tutorials. And I am preparing some short course of the extended script or scripting for After Effects for the beginners. So if you want this course, comment below, and we will see you next time.